listen, anybody on any day can get put to sleep. You know, my man the other day I was talking on the phone, he said it best. Everybody got a shelf life, baby, when it comes to that boxing.
He's 46 and 0 right now.
I know, but I just think Money May gonna do his thing. Like I'm just rooting for him, and I want to see him get out of there perfect. But I know he flashed the money, and I know how people out there feeling.
I like that.
He can be a little aggravating, you know that, but I love him.
I'm not mad.
I just love him. Yeah, I love him anyway. And
I just wish you'd go ahead and take that 50 challenge and go ahead and read something though.
Oh no, no.
Just pick something up and read, just to show the folks that I can read. Man, just do it. Just do it, man.
I've fumbled through drops like you wouldn't believe. Like I've sounded so crazy on some drops before.
But LL, we know you can read. You read movie scripts. You read television. You read rhymes. We know you can read, LL. You know that's not a question. You speak very intellectual. That's not a question. Mayweather. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Floyd be alright, man. Floyd alright, man. Floyd cool, man.
We gotta drop the brand new LL joint. This is on the Go-To album.
Yeah, this is on the Go-To album, and yo, I would encourage anybody who hasn't seen it, they'll be able to check out the video on the website, on the radio station website.
WPEG-FM.com.
Yeah, you'll be able to check that out, you know, in a couple of hours. But for now, this is the brand new joint. It's called The Hustler, featuring Movado. It's off that Go-To album, and everything in it is a true story. Facts.
Power 98, because he's been in the game so long, and we kind of see the emancipation of LL Cool J. How do you go back to, I mean, like when you first started out to now? What is the one major difference in then and now?
I mean, you know, the major difference is that, you know, back then I was trying to prove myself because I was new. Now I have to prove myself because I'm not new.
So either way, you're trying to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Now the Hustler video, I just watched it on World Star Hip Hop.
Yeah.
It takes me to a place like, you know, what's going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole Ferguson situation.
Yeah, that was you know, like, and everybody out there, if you want to see the Hustler video, the video for the song that just played, you can go to World Star Hip Hop. That's the you know, that's the raw version, and then later on we had the clean version. The clean version on Power 98. So, you know, as far as Ferguson is concerned, I thought it was horrifying. You know, and I think that you know, we gotta figure out, you know, how to make. I think at this point, I think that the only effective idea to me, or one effective idea, is that we're gonna have to do a better job of screening police officers of all ethnicities whenever they're going to be in a culture, in an environment that is different from who they are, like ethnically different, culturally different, etc. So, because I think a lot of this stuff sometimes can be done out of fear, not always out of malice. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes done out of malice.
Right.
But I'm saying sometimes it could just be, you know, Johnny's, you know, 6'2" and he's ripped up and he's going to Florida next year and I'm scared.
Yeah.
So I got to just react crazy because I'm nervous. You know, it's that scared clutch your pocketbook thing that kind of happens, I think, to black men out there in the world. And, you know, I just feel like we just need to screen, you know, our police officers. I don't think it's about trying to, like, degrade the officers. That's not going to work. And I don't think it's about trying to, like, tear down our own neighborhoods. That's not going to work, although it does bring some attention. I think ultimately it's just about we just got to educate our people better, and we got to screen people so that we understand, they understand who they're dealing with, and we understand who we're dealing with. You know, it's communication is key, man. I know it's a cliche, but it's true. You got to communicate with people.
Growing up in New York, did you ever go through anything where you had to deal with officers in a situation like that?
Come on, man. I made a song called Illegal Search. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. What the hell are you looking for? Can a young man make money anymore? Come on, yeah, absolutely. Mace went and redid it. I mean, yo, I got pulled over every 5 minutes. Yeah. I remember, I'll tell you a story. I remember in '87 I got my first, this is like when, you know, rap music had just got popping, and I bought my first car. I'd been in the game maybe 3-4 years. And I was riding down the block in my brand new Audi 5000. That's where that slang came from, by the way. Back in the day, it's a long time ago. Yeah, I made that up.
We know you invented it.
Yeah, a long time ago. I just wanted to own that. I wanted to own that.
Audi 5000.
Yeah, I wanted to own that. I wanted to own that.
Audi 5000.
I wanted to own that. And I also gave Flavor Flav the Yeah Boy, but that's a whole other story.
I don't know about that one, Al. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Ask Flavor. I was riding down the street, and you know, some cops rolled past me, and they saw me in the car, and the guy said to me, you know, now mind you, I just sold records, and oh, the crack business must be nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Yo, I was just like, I just laughed.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what I'm saying is, I think that, you know, a lot of times the stereotypes are you know, just it gets a little, it becomes a bit much. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like with my new record, it's all about me going home. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people focus on the fact that it's in New York, but that's my home. It's not, you know, that's where I'm from. But it's really about me going home and being close to my roots and connected to my people. You know what I'm saying? To show that just because you grow and just because you go to another level in Hollywood and you go to another level in your career, doesn't mean that you have to forget where you came from.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just think that, you know, we just have to be, you know, unified as a people and then as a country. I think, you know, those the hateful lessons of the past, you know, we got to try to, you know, forgive for some things, tolerate some things and move on. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, we can't have, you know, our boys being shot and killed every day. I'm not, you know, a fan of that at all. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this. You got a daughter.
Right.
I've seen you braid your daughter hair before. So I know
I got 3 daughters.
3 daughters. The Ray Rice situation. We all watched the video and we like, woo. And you know, everybody's been making comments. If that was my daughter, if this was this and this was that. What are your feelings on the Ray Rice situation?
Come on, man. I mean, you know, yeah. I mean, let's be real, man. You can't punch a girl in the jaw, man, and she hit her head on the rail and be like, you gotta relax, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, anybody can have a bad day and have a hard time, but you can't do that. It's just not. And you know, you're right. If it was my daughter, that would be, you know, problematic.
We gotta go see him.
It'd be a problem. You know what I mean? But you know, but here's the hard part about it.
Yeah.
Here's the tough part. This is the tough part about life. Everybody talks about, oh, if that was my daughter.
Right.
But the reality is, every time you get involved with somebody's relationship, when it's like that, and you go up there and you do all that, and then they end up running right back.
What do you do?
So I probably wouldn't even get involved. You know, but I do think that, you know, at the end of the day,
we gotta at least have a conversation.
We gotta set an example.
We gotta at least have a conversation with them.
Yeah, but the more important thing is that the example has to be set for, you know, these girls out here, the ladies out here, and the fellas, the young boys out here, and the girls need to know that the women need to be safe. Our women in our country need to feel safe around us, man. You know, can't just go around, I'm 250. I'm just gonna hit you in your chin and knock your little 120-pound self out and just put you out on the elevator. Like, I'm not gonna do that to you. You know what I mean?
Just restrain us.
Yeah. Well, you know, so,
like,
I mean, or do that, or do some of that Jay-Z kung fu. Do some of that Jay-Z kung fu he was doing.
Jay-Z kung fu. I like that. Jay-Z got his own kung fu now.
You got J-hop on it. Them knees high, get them knees up.
But it was a smart man in this situation, though.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Almost. Nah, it was perfect. It was what it needed to be.
Matthew said it was staged.
It might not. Maybe he was scared. Maybe he was scared, man. You know, we don't know. Somebody had a razor in their hand or something. Well, I ain't see no zoom ins. I ain't mad at her. I'd have backed up off her too. She looked like a Tasmanian devil. I'd have backed up off her too, man. I had to back up off her, man.
Baby. Hey, we teaching new class with Jay-Z Kung Fu.
My man Jay Fu, man.
Damn, man, I want to say I respect your humbleness. When I was an intern and you first came up here, like, I had heard that, a lot of artists were stuck up and everything. I'm just a little intern. So when you came in, I didn't speak because I didn't know how you were. But then you reached your hand out to me and you spoke to me. That was the first thing that I remember as an intern around the artist, man. So I just want to say I respect your humbleness as an artist.
Thank you, man. I respect you too, homie. And you know, that part of it is, that part, I think, a lot of times when you meet artists like that, that's because they're not really artists. They're really in it for the celebrity and the money. And there's a difference between a celebrity and the artist, although they can be one and the same.
Right.
When you're an artist, you appreciate your music being on the radio, people hearing you, seeing your videos, stuff like that. The celebrity thing's a little different.
Yeah.
I'm famous, and
you gotta respect me.
Yo,
you gotta respect me and my son.
You see how I'm moving. You see how I'm moving.
Man, LL is live in the studio. We take some phone calls. 570 WPEG. Tell for the calculator 1-800-525-0098. We got.